Alright, friends, I hope everyone's having a fantastic day as we get back into Planet Coaster 2. Back to the Planet Universe Park, which is Winland Heartland Adventure, which is a mouthful, but we can call it Heartland Adventure, but it's just basically Winland's Heartland Adventure, which is kind of cool. So, I'm still super proud of this amazing entrance that we put together in the last stream. It was pretty cool. We also put together a quick out and back layout for this wood coaster back here, but we haven't really put any details on it. We just made the layout and that was it. It's a very simple wood coaster, but I think it turned out pretty good, all things considered. I feel like this is something that would be into a small park of some sort, which is what we're going for, of course, and it's going to be the main attraction when it comes to like thrills. Over here we also have a pretty sweet arcade, kind of like my first stab at a nice arcade since the update came out. I've fiddled with it a little bit, but this is kind of like the first one I've made that has been really good. So at least I feel like it's been really good. So I'm really excited with how that turned out, and it's popping too. Everyone seems to like it. We're gonna have this Ferris wheel here. Also, as well, we need to probably finish up this main square area today, so I'm not sure if we'll finish it today, but we're going to try. On the other side here, we're going to have a pretty cool restaurant. We also need to put together a nice gift shop for the park as well, so we're going to utilize all those and see what we go with here. I want to see... Let's see. Let's see what the inside should look like for this restaurant. I want to have some nice interior. So we're gonna just get started here. Place down some path and get kind of like that a little bit established. But hope you guys are doing good. Welcome to the stream. Got some of you in here already in chat. How's SDC going so far? Pretty good. Pretty good, actually. It's been a good start to the season. I do need to work on the recreation, too, as well. I've been slacking off on that lately, so hopefully we can get into that very, very soon. Let's see, I kind of want to figure out what texture we want to go with. We want to go with a wooden texture. I mean, we can also do some path covers as well. I do like a wooden texture. Starting to go from there and see how we like that. So we'll go into here and yeah, we'll have like a little entrance right here. This will have some of the seating area. We're gonna leave enough space on this side. I kind of like the same what we did over there for the path that's gonna branch off over there as well. Again, this is gonna be a very small park, so we're gonna keep that in mind. This is gonna house the actual restaurant piece itself. Get this in here. So what we'll do is we'll put it there. I'm actually gonna do that. That's actually a really clever move. So have the restaurant piece there. And again, we're gonna try and do our best to kind of focus a lot on the interior before we go into a lot. I also want to put like maybe something else, another counter in here maybe. Maybe like some drinks of some sorts. Maybe a gulpy soda counter. And we're gonna make it lined up with this also. So they can kind of be a little combination there. That. So let's figure out what walls we want to use. This is going to be, I kind of want to have it a bit of a Main Street feel as much as we can there. I'm trying to think what exact textures we want to use here. for our walls, I feel like stucco would be always a good option with a lot of detail. You could also go with like the brick kind of feel, maybe like at the bottom. So like our foundation could be kind of like a brick texture going in here. And again, this is going to be pretty reasonable size too. We're not going to go too crazy on how big this is. We also want to make sure there is a space that would be considered like backstage back here. Like the actual kitchen would be kind of like housed back here. And then just maybe a little bit more here. And then we can have like a little backstage area that would be visible on the side there. That would be kind of hidden. Kind of an interesting shape here, though. I think that'd be... we'll do something kind of unique here. And let's go with some stucco walls with some nice colors here that kind of stick. Maybe make this a little bit more of a darker color. And place this all around here. So go here, here, and here. And this is all going to be our shaping, and then we'll go into the actual stuff once we get there. Just to be uniform, maybe we'll flip this around just so it's nice and clean right there. I don't want to go in like that, but we have to quite a bit. I'm also going to plan to have some like windows and such like that. With like booths set up and everything. So right now, again, we're just kind of getting the shape of this building kind of put together. More so just shaping right now. More than anything. But hope you guys have had a wonderful day so far. Thank you guys for tuning in. Even if you can't be here for too long, I appreciate you guys being here overall and just supporting the channel just by being here, like just watching the stream. Such. You being here is always a huge support, so really do appreciate you guys being here. He's very nice. And I appreciate it very much. Alright, let's get kind of like our counters established. We're going to use the same texture. I think that'd be kind of neat. Go across here. Cover up kind of like that, the in-game stuff that we don't really want to see too much of. And maybe we'll go with like some sort of trim at the bottom, round it off. Here, right at the base, kind of like a little base piece here. Covers up that last bit. Look quite nice there. And maybe we'll put like a little beam here. Kind of separate these a little bit. We're already starting to get a little bit of those details kind of started here a little bit early, so nice. Some of these wall details, we'll put in some Nice little stuff here. Door. Lead maybe to the kitchen or something. Actually, we'd want to put it backside here because that would make sense. We want it to make some sense. There'll be some sense that has to be made here. Alright, that's a good start, and then we can actually probably get into maybe some tables, placement, and booths and all that stuff. Everything that we want established inside here. So let's get some booths going in here. And what I'm going to do is I'll rotate them right up against here. We're going to start right at this back wall. And then we'll go ahead and get our colors that we want in here. Let's go with a nice tan for that color. I kind of like that right there, and probably leave the rest as it is. Alright, put those as close as we can. We can put, looks like up to 2 together on this back wall here. Kind of like so. That's going to be our first bit of tables for this restaurant, and we'll have to get all those connected once we get there as well. So go ahead and place down tables over here. And get this populated with some chairs and such, so we're nice and filled in here for this little small restaurant. Alright, so obviously we're gonna probably want to do some windows here on our booths. And we want to make them kind of basically real windows as well. So we're gonna get the half piece here. Do it to both sides. We'll get some glass pieces in. We've noticed how we can actually change the transparency of those glass pieces by just like making it lighter or darker colors. So if you want lighter transparent pieces, you just got to make it like a dark or closer to black, which is a nice thing to note. Let's see what glass piece we want to go with here. There are some bigger ones that we can use. We could go like here. Probably 2 of these pieces, make them nice and centered, like so. Fit in there nice and easy. Let's go ahead and select these glass pieces, and you can see that it's kind of has that frosted effect, and if you want less of that, you can just keep going down until you're happy. Like if we go down to gray here, that's pretty well transparent at that point, so that's pretty nice. But get some nice windows in there. But Noah's in here. How's it going, Noah? Good to see ya. Hope you're doing awesome. Good to see you in chat. Alright, let's see if we can get some nice detail going in on these windows. I want to kind of fill this counter, this top piece up. Cover it up with something else. I'm going to make this with a black color here. Go a little bit nicer, and then go with smaller wood piece here. Put it in the center. Inside the wall, so that is fine. All these sides. We can also put this on the top. Also take this, center it in here, and then make like a smaller centerpiece for these windows. Some nice big open windows that allow you to kind of see out. I'll have to work into the exterior, which with the windows being this big, we might be looking at kind of a little bit of a modern design, actually. Which, I mean, I don't mind too much. Kind of thinking more of the lines of doing something a little bit more on the classic side. Alright, and then simple as that to get it to the other side as well. I didn't copy that. Problem, we'll just... Easy peasy. Easy problem to solve. If you even want to call a problem. Barely an inconvenience. It's gonna be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Another rainy day today, making it colder too, which I'm not a fan of. Yeah, it's been rainy all day here too, so... do we have any cool awnings? I don't want to work too much on the exterior yet. But I think if we get like a nice awning of some sort, we can also scale this a little bit if we wanted to. Scale them, we can change the colors. Really up to us. Either leaning towards kind of like one of those, maybe even something like this. I don't know if that really fits in since the windows are so large. Be getting a lot of that natural light in there during the day. Or if we should just do like this for like just decoration. Push that in also if we don't want that part, but I think that part adds a lot to it. This is just to start. We might change this later. I'm not sure if I like this, but once we get close to do more exterior work, we might change those. Not sure if I like that actually, so. Those kind of look a little off to me. I'm not sure if I like them, so. I know we're supposed to be focusing more on the interior right now. Before we get into the exterior, exterior is going to be the last part. That's how I've been building my buildings lately. Oh yeah, instead of doing that, let's do like the bigger piece here. And we'll use this. Doing these pieces mostly because it kind of affects how the interior is going to look a little bit too, so. How do I like the new update so far? It's pretty good. I've been enjoying it. I think arcades are cool. I can't wait till we get the next DLC, which will most likely be parades. At least that's obviously what it's kind of pointing to. Obviously not officially confirmed, but like based off of the teaser we got, like it's safe to say it's all but confirmed, which is kind of cool. So, but yeah, it's pretty cool. If you weren't in the last stream, we actually did make a little arcade over here, which is pretty cool. And I think it turned out really good. I think we spent most of our time on this in the last stream. Made a nice little prize counter, which I think turned out really nice. And it's popping off pretty good. Like, a lot of people are in here playing their games, you know? Which is pretty neat. And I still love how my park entrance turned out. Really, really nice. Very proud of it. But yeah, we're trying to create this little midway, small little midway here at the entrance with a Ferris wheel at the end. We're going to have this out and back wood coaster that we built as well. Is going to be one of the main attractions over there. We're going to do a little small area on this side, connect all of these together, and that's going to be the start of the park. But don't worry, it's going to grow over time. So yeah. So right now we're going to try and get this. Once we get this restaurant in, we'll have like these sides kind of filled in there pretty well. That's going to be the main part. I do want to put in a gift shop for the park as well, like a little small gift shop for people wanting to buy some merchandise from the park. And it's going to have, again, this park's going to be nice, humble beginnings. If you haven't heard of Windleverse, we tried. Basically, it's a Discord server. We tried to do, which where you can build your own like park. It's kind of like its own universe for parks and everything, and you can create your own theme park chains and everything like that. And then you can visit each other's theme parks. You can buy each other's parks or stuff like that. So, say if I want to sell off some of my parks, there'll be an economy system and all that fun stuff. But we're trying to get it back up. We're kind of trying to reboot it and redo it again. So that'll be cool. What's the plan lineup? There's not going to be a whole lot. We got a Ferris wheel and wood coaster, obviously. That's what we have in place right now. And there's going to be maybe a few other flat rides, potentially. I'm thinking maybe like some bumper cars would go really good. Maybe back by the arcade. I think that'd be kind of a cool little like area to maybe have like some arcade bumper cars. It kind of throws you back into that, I don't know, maybe 80s vibe. Maybe that'd be kind of cool, kind of like an 80s vibe going there. Gonna make the largest company again. So my plan is this is going to be my humble beginning park, like my starter park, and then once I finish Windland Adventure Resort, which is my big passion project, I'm going to make it part of it as well. So, like, that would be really cool. I might make a few other parks before that one's finished, maybe, just to have kind of a chain of parks going, but that'll be cool. Indoor roller coaster, maybe eventually. We're starting very humble and very small, and then you'll see this park grow over time once Windleverse, previously Windleverse, now Planet Universe, starts to go along. Because you don't want to start your park too big, because you do want to build it over the years and everything. It will be kind of cool. I think it's going to be really nice to see all that come together. It'll be cool. Can't wait to see everyone else's parks. When we did initially have it running, it was pretty cool. I thoroughly enjoyed it and thought it was really cool to see all these stories being made with everyone's parks. But we just couldn't keep up with it. A lot of us that were running the server just couldn't keep up with all of it because there was a lot. It was a lot of complex stuff, complexity to it, and it took a while to get going. And then once we did get it going, it kind of fell apart due to that. So park starts at present day. Yes, it will be. It will just be real time. So whatever day it is in person is what day it is in the universe. So if we launch it in 2026, which I would hope and imagine we would reboot it in 2026, it's going to be set in 2026. So. And you can have history already built up with your park, so if you want to have that lore of, oh, my park opened in the 70s, my park opened in the 60s, or my park's been open for over 100 years, you're more than welcome to have that lore already built up for your park as well. I very much actually encourage to have like some history already built up for your parks if you do want to participate in it. So very much so something that I encourage. But it's gonna be really neat. There's gonna be different roles too. I'd imagine we'll still have the roles that we had when we initially launched it. So we had different roles actually. So you could be like a park chain owner. Like you can own your own park chain, chain of parks. You can also be a manufacturer, like a coaster or ride manufacturer company. So like if your thing is just designing rides and everything, you can actually sell your rides to those people playing as the parks. So like say if I'm in the market for a wood coaster and you build wood coasters for your company, you know, that would be pretty cool. You can actually design one for my park. We also had like a little system where we had this little IAP. There was one channel called IAP, the IAPA trade show, where you could show off, the designers could show off their creations and the parks could actually buy them. So if I'm running a park, I can actually buy your creation, which is pretty cool. You don't have to, you can design your own if you want. Will mods be allowed to? Absolutely, yeah. I use mods all the time. It's not like a competition or anything like that, more so. I mean, we will have like the Golden Ticket Awards. That is going to be something we'll continue on like we did originally. We also did Golden Ticket Awards, which is cool. So we'll have awards for like best park, best new ride, best wood coaster, amongst the people that are in the server. So it was always fun to do those like awards and such, and award ceremonies, and we would actually have award ceremonies and such. Which was pretty fun. And back then, in Planet Coaster 1, we had the Theme Maker's Toolkit, where we could actually import 3D models. I actually made the physical Golden Ticket Award, not physical, but like Golden Ticket Award, and put it in the game that had the name of the rides and on there, rides and everything on there. It was actually kind of fun. We could probably do something similar here, but we'll probably have to just make those signs in game, and then you can place them in your parks. USA Today and Planet Coaster 2. I mean, we could do that too. But no, we always did like the Golden Ticket Awards, which is just like which was always fun. I thought it was a pretty clever idea, and it was a lot of fun, and we plan on again. I have Silas, who's been in the server. He's one of my mods. He's actually in charge of the server, and well, like, he's going to be kind of the server runner. He's going to be doing everything and getting everything up and going, and I'm going to be working on like the bots and everything. I'm actually programming the bots and everything, so that's what I'll be in charge of. So I'll still be heavily involved in working on the server and everything, but Silas is going to run everything. Everything he runs by will go through me, which will be fun. But he's coming up with ideas on how to make the server a little bit more simple and a little bit easier, because it was a little bit too complex before. It was really fun, but we just couldn't keep up with it, the ones that were running the server, unfortunately, so it just kind of died off a little bit, and it had a really good start, but we had a whole system where you had to file permits and everything to do construction. Maybe we went a little bit too far, you know? I think something I do want to bring back is trademarking, like, names and such. I think that was always fun, because it was a good, fun little way to tease people on what you're building next. So I could, like, you know, trademark 3 names that could be potentially the names of the name of my next coaster that I'm building or something. And then but every person gets their own little channel in the server where they can post updates for their park. So if you want to tease your next edition, or we could have like a little social media, I think it'd be cool to have like a little social media channel as well, to where people can just like be teasing their new editions and such, and then maybe eventually do a full reveal of their new attraction or a new ride in their parks. It'd be really cool. The point of it is to make it feel like your parks are real life, and that you're actually running these parks. And then I would love to do YouTube videos again, and actually do a series where I visit these parks, almost kind of like a vlogger, kind of like a guy, like I'll create like some sort of persona or character that actually goes to the parks and gets footage of all the parks and reviews their parks, and maybe potentially like almost like they have their own YouTube channel and such. Like a little coaster enthusiast channel that would go through and visit all the parks in game. It'd be kind of fun. At least I think so. Just something along the lines of that. that's what I want to see, what we have here. And see what kind of wall decorations we can do. Tony McCoaster, yep. Tony McCoaster will probably make an appearance there. Not gonna lie. I remember some people absolutely hated Tony McCoaster. It was funny. Because of the funny voice I gave him. It actually upset people. Like, why are you talking like that? And I'm like, I don't know, it's just a character. Some people take stuff really seriously for some reason. I mean, his name is Tony McCoaster. I'm like, what do you want from me? It's funny. I just kind of gave him a goofy voice. I was just like, hey guys, Tony McCoaster here. I'm visiting Heartland Adventure today, and we're gonna go check out the food here at Heartland Adventure. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And I'll give my full review of it, and we're gonna go ride some coasters, just have a good time, and enjoy what this park has to offer. That was literally his voice. Some people hated it. But I didn't care. It was funny. Gotta be goofy sometimes. Being goofy's fun. Only critique on those old park reviews. Yeah, we did like the thing is, back then we did start like in, I think it was the 70s. So I had to make the park footage look like it was older, you know? Which was kind of a challenge editing wise, to make stuff look like it was bad quality and everything like that. That's why I didn't do like aerial views, because I didn't know if that would be really like realistic all that much. Because if someone like recording in the park, you're probably only going to get like a first person view of that ride. I get that you want to see that, and I think that's why a lot of people didn't watch those videos, they didn't like them that much, is because like I made it too much close to the end times and the footage was purposely looking bad. I did some POVs of the coasters and such in that quality as well, and my plan was once we got closer to present day, we would actually evolve those POVs, like we'd have newer POVs of those old rides again, and it'd be in better quality. But that's another kind of big decision why we are going to go real time this time. That way we're not limited to some of those shots. We'll be able to do aerial shots, maybe get some drone, we'll call them drone shots in quotations. But what's up? There's the man right there, Tony McCoaster Pooper. Tony McCoaster Poo-Poo. There he is. But yeah, we need to figure out what other decorations we want in this interior. Going forward, we could do some like billboards and just like use some cool stuff potentially, but this is going to be like a sit-down restaurant, so we'll keep that in mind. Copy this back here just to get some detail in right there. Pretty nice. I'm not gonna go too crazy detailed on the interior. I'm gonna make it look nice, but I don't want to go like, I'm not great at interior to begin with, so makes it more realistic. Gets kicked out for filming on rides. So the lore behind it is they would have had permission from the park to have that POV footage. It wasn't much of a thing back then. They did make POV videos, but they didn't make too many. And to be honest, the cameras back then were huge, right? So it's not something you can like just put in your pocket and take out, you know, like a lot of stuff. Apply to this text. I'm not gonna lie, I was very close to buying a Switch 2 earlier today. I was over at Target, and they had like a really cool deal. Initially, I thought it was a really cool deal. I was like, oh, that might actually warrant me to buy one. And what they had was, it was a little sign that said, buy a Switch 2, and also Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, which is the game, like the combo game, and get 30% off. And I was like, oh, that would actually be really insanely cool, right? And I was like, so I asked someone, an employee, about it, and I was like, hey, I'm interested in seeing a little more details on this deal and everything. So he told me a little bit more about it. He found out that they have plenty of Switch 2s in stocks, but they didn't have the game in stock, so they wouldn't be able to get me the deal in store, but they could have also ordered it and shipped it to me as well. That was another option. So I was like, okay, I'm listening. And then I was like, out of curiosity, could you tell me about how much it would cost? And then he did the math on the calculator, and he only took the 30% off of the game and not the Switch 2. And I was like, is it only on the game? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, dang, because like I wasn't too interested in the game. Like I would play it because it would be free games that would come with it. But it was it's a combo game of Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2, which are some great games. So like I would definitely have been fine with playing those and getting those in the deal. Obviously, I would buy Pocopia too, but it was $70 for that combo game, and you'd get 30% off of that. So the game would be like a lot less than that. So I'm not gonna do the math, but but it would have been well over $500 for that deal. And I was like, no, I was looking for more, so the $400 range. So I was like, I'll have to pass up on it, but still kind of a decent deal. But like I was hoping that the 30% would go off of the Switch 2 as well, like the game and that together, and then take the 30% off of that. That's what I was hoping it would be. But no, it was just 30% off of the game that comes with it. And I was like, that kind of sucks. The wording didn't seem like that, but I guess the wording was kind of vague. So to be fair, but that's okay. Not a big deal. I was gonna say, I was like, it kind of seems too good to be true to get 30% off of that, and it kind of was. So I think what I'm gonna do, like, the only reason why I don't have a Switch 2, I usually always have all the consoles. I try to, because there's a lot of exclusives I like to play. I've had to slow down a little bit. I have a PC, I have an Xbox, I have a PlayStation 5. That way when an exclusive comes out, I can get it. I have no problem, and I have a capture card on my PC, so I have no problems like streaming it and recording footage on it as well. So if I need to do that, I have that option as well. But the reason why I haven't gotten a Switch 2 is because I was absolutely like a little bit disappointed of how much it cost. $450 is quite a bit for a Nintendo system. Usually Nintendo, obviously they don't have like the hardware or graphics, but they have the exclusive games that are fun. They don't focus on like graphics or realistic graphics and stuff like that. Like that's not the point of Nintendo. It's more like party games and Mario and Pokemon and all those kind of games, which are fantastic games to play. And you don't play those for like graphical realism. You play those because they're fun. And that's what a game should mostly be about, honestly. But yeah, I was a little bit disappointed. I was like, man, $450, that's a lot. When the Switch 1 was in the $300 range, and now the Switch 2 costs almost pretty much just as much as a PlayStation or Xbox now. So it's like a lot of people would go with that option because it is a cheaper option, and it's also a handheld system as well. You also got, Pokemon ZA. I haven't finished it either. I got close to finishing it. I played it on the channel. I need to finish it. But I got it for Switch 1. Unfortunately, Pocopia is only for Switch 2, so I can't play it on Switch 1. Otherwise, I probably would have got it for Switch 1. But I'm excited to when I finally do get it. So maybe someday. I just can't really afford it that much. I'm thinking about maybe finding a lightly played or lightly used one. Maybe one that's open box or something. I want to see if I can find one in around the $400 range, maybe take $50 off. I know you can't really find much under $400 because it's still a new system, so even the used ones are still in really good condition, and they don't take much money off of it, So that's kind of a deal right there. I was looking for billboards, that's what I was looking for. Couldn't find them. I wanted to place in maybe like some spruce here, and maybe like put some images here of something, you know? Maybe we could have some gulpy soda ads here. But yeah. Really looking for that $400 range if I can. I might try and see if I can find a used one or something, and then buy Pocopia. Because I've heard it's really amazing, so really good. So I would love to be able to try it out. It's a gas giant. Oh, it's a planet. Hot Dog Squad. Just a momento. Really get our ads established here on this wall. Advertising, you know? A lot of good games for Nintendo. Like, there's not a whole lot of games yet for Switch, so that's another reason why I haven't gotten it yet, because it's like, if I really want to spend $450 when there's really the only games are Mario Kart, which I heard is definitely not worth, like, what is it, 80 bucks, 70, 80 bucks? You know, games are all like $70. That was another thing with Nintendo, that like a lot of their games were cheaper than, used to be a lot cheaper. And kind of like in that affordable range. Like, it wasn't like $60 games. You'd have like $30, $45 games in there. A few of them were 60, but now everything is just 70 bucks or plus. Like, it's just like, just kind of sucks, you know? Everything's just going up. Oh, my game is frozen. I can't do anything. What's going on? Uh-oh. Oh gosh. Okay, we're good now. I dropped my phone. That was scary. Okay, let's get some vertical posts here. I kind of like actually the color that it already has going for it here. Maybe make this a little bit smaller. Just as a little extra layer detail here for the interior. Separating these adverts. You're working on like interior. What I like to do is like focus on one wall at a time and detail each wall kind of one at a time. Might put some fake windows on this side. I'm not sure just yet. Or windows that you can't see through. I don't know if that would be off-putting since you do have windows that are functional right here. But we shall see. But would love if the park visitor guys POV camera would shake on rougher coasters like Lure Established Rough. Yeah, that's why I get like a little annoyed with people that judge coasters that aren't like the smoothest in Planet Coaster. Like, maybe I made a ride that's not perfectly butter. Like, for some reason people think every single coaster has to be butter smooth, and I'm like, where if we're going realistic here, where is that realistic? Maybe for some coasters, like if you have some like nice smooth B&Ms or Intamins that are butter smooth in real life, if you're going for that, that makes sense, totally fine. But if I'm building like a wood coaster, like a classic wood coaster, and everything, and I make it butter smooth, is that really realistic? No, it's not. You know what I mean? Like, people will critique that, and I'm just like, but does it need to be realistic? Like, does that make it realistic? Does being butter smooth make it realistic? No. It shakes, rattles, and like the track profiling isn't perfect on all of those old coasters. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be butter smooth. Some rides, yes, absolutely can be butter smooth. I think it just depends on the ride itself. This is just gonna... These windows would be fake in real life as well. I think I would just put them in as kind of like atmospheric pieces for the wall, so the wall's not so bare. That's gonna be the purpose of these windows. Might even put some, like, planter pieces also on the walls. So if we did, like, wall decorations, I think that's where they would be. That's where the moss is, so... Surely we have, like, the little wall planters, or, like, the window planters. Might be under windows, too. I'm not sure. I don't think they are, but... Doesn't hurt to check, because if you don't check, that's where it's gonna be. Let me just type planters. I don't know if it'd be called that. If I type window, no. Let's just go all and type planters and see if they're in this. I don't think they are. What is it called? Window something. There they are. Window box. Okay, that's what they're called. Window box. I think it'd be cool to put like some of that inside here. Did you see Silver Rat appeared today? Usually when he comes out with Hibernation, something is happening in game. Expect a big June release. Yeah, I did see, I did kind of peek at his video today. He made that Vekoma inverted coaster, which looked really cool. I did peek at that. Man, I wish Silver, I'm sure, again, he has a lot of stuff going on. He's busy, so I'm sure it's not his fault, but I wish he would be active like say Rudy. Rudy's very active in the Planet Coaster community. He's live all the time. He plays a lot of, he posts a lot of videos. It's like, I do miss those days, you know, like, when they would make parks and such. I wish Silver Rat would commit to a park again. I don't think he's made a full park in Planet Coaster 2, has he? Did they? I think they may have made something. He did a collaboration, but I want to see a solo Silver Rat park again. Who knows how long that would take, though. No knock to him. He is up there as the best Planet Coaster creators. 100%. No knock, but I wish he was more active. And again, I'm sure there's reasons why he isn't super active. I know we all get busy, and I know I'm not always super active. Cool. Lost Theme Park Worldwide viewers too. Backed out of playing, but gained Digital Dan. And, yeah, we have Digital Dan. Digital Dan's fantastic, man. He's really good. I try to be somewhat as active as I can, but I have those points sometimes where I have to take a break and I just have creative blocks and just I don't like building when I don't feel like building something. I only live stream or work on something if I feel like it. If I'm not feeling it, not feeling like it, I try not to really do work on those things, because I know they're not going to turn out good if I don't have the motivation to work on them. You know, I don't want to force myself if I'm not feeling it. You know. And I've been okay on consistency. Sometimes I'll have really good moments where I'll be streaming multiple times a week, quite a few times a week, and getting videos out. I've been kind of in the middle right now. Like, I don't post every day. I don't stream every day. I maybe stream once, twice a week, maybe at this point. At the moment, I don't know what my consistency is right now, but I post a few videos each week, or maybe like one video every 1 or 2 weeks or so right now. Like, I haven't been posting like a crazy ton of content, video-wise. I've been doing, I'd say I stream probably more than I've been making videos. I usually try to make videos when a new update drops and when Frontier does give me early access to those things. I do try to create videos before they come out, or before those releases drop, and I can't show any footage until those releases drop. But at least allows me to get those prepared, and I can get a video out right away once, you know, the update drops. Let's see, what we want to put in here. Got a little bit of a theme of colors in here. I always try to keep the lights just turned on at all times. I don't like having night only. We're gonna just put some of these. We're gonna have overhead lights as well, but I want this to be well lit, especially at night. We'll have, during the day, we'll have some natural light coming in from those windows. These will just be extra support lights, you know, a little bit extra. One right here too. By our counters. I think we're about ready to put a roof on here. I could probably go some more detailing in here and such, but again, I'm not the best at interiors. I try. Oops, I accidentally pushed a button I didn't mean to push. I tried to do interiors. I don't think this is too bad. It's still kind of simple. I do kind of want to put in some, like, wall decals, these vents pieces. What is this? Is that supposed to be a vent? That doesn't look like a vent. That looks like a win. Oh, I see what kind of vent it is now. I like to put some of these in here, just to add a little bit of realism. Kind of tucked away in some random spots. And then maybe has like air ducts on the top of the roof as well. Alright, so then we want to figure out what roofing we want to do. Usually I like to do like a flat roof. The initial piece. Flat roofs. And we could do some wood. We could do wood. We have other options too. Like this wood, but I'll make it a different color to match here, and then we'll put some like extra structures. That also. That way when you go inside here, you can see that that's going to be kind of how the roof's going to act. That makes it real dark in there too. So we need to add some lighting also. It's important we add some lighting. Let's get into our lights. And we want to do hanging lights. There's not a whole lot of options. Modern hanging lights are always nice for like most places, and I use them quite often. So let's throw some in here. If I can get the placement down. And they're high enough to where we can have like these hanging ones. I could probably do some more decorative ones if I wanted to. We're gonna stick with these. We're gonna do loop so they actually light stuff up. And we'll put about 3 of them block here. Oh my gosh, why is it not straightened out? What is happening? Actually, this view actually makes it a little bit easier. Not gonna lie. Put a few sets of lights out there, and hopefully that will help lighten the mood in here a bit. It's a bit dim, but it's okay. I wish we could add like a light strength, or they would add like a light strength option where you could actually change the strength of how bright it is. That could be nice, because I feel like they're a little bit too dim overall. This still looks pretty good though, I think. Even if it's a little dim in here, I actually don't think that's a bad thing. Kind of gives you kind of like that nice little mood inside. So I think this interior is okay. Not my best of all time, but it works. Now we gotta work on exterior, because the exterior, well, is pretty bland right now. And we gotta decorate this up, as you can see. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go to the wood pieces here. I'm actually going to get this color set. Want that color. Anyways, Joe Jazz coming in with the super chat. Thank you so much. Here's my I would have paid Hulu this month, canceled it, and been watching your old series. I appreciate that so much, Jazz. Thank you so much. Just now saw that. Sorry if I was late to react to that. I appreciate you so much. Again, you didn't have to do that. You could have just saved that money if you wanted to. I don't get many super chats or donations very often, so I savor every single one that I get and really appreciate it. Because every bit helps quite a bit. Maybe I'll put it towards the Switch 2 fund. That way we can get some Switch 2 content on the channel at some point. You know? But appreciate so much the super chat. Very well appreciated. Very much appreciated. So, as we build this restaurant, hopefully I can make this look good. Use the same style of roofing. Again, we're gonna try and make sure it kind of blends with the styles we've done in before. Down that. Right. Just a little bit there. Alright, we're gonna go with maybe like a dark silver, just like a some sort. That'll look kind of nice. Is it okay to have coasters that are defunct in real life, but in our parks if they are relocations? Talking about stuff that would realistically be saved, like Excalibur at Astroworld. Yeah, that's fine. I actually had like a storyline where I wanted to relocate Dueling Dragons at some point from Universal. I like that idea of just like, oh, we at last second we decided to buy it and put it in our park. Alright, so what we'll do here is we'll have some roofing up here, and then we can do like a flat roof right here, and really just kind of stylize the roofing here. Maybe have like some roofs that are hanging over like so. Just give some complexity to the roof. I think that's what I liked so much about that roof, is it turned out so good because it has a lot of complexity but still simple at the same time, which I like a lot. got some steep pieces here, so we're gonna put in those. And this main street's not gonna look too much like a main street. It's just gonna have some like nice buildings in here. It's not gonna be like full-on main street buildings. But yeah, it will be totally acceptable to have rides that are defunct in your parks, in that sense. And if you want to have that lore that I relocated this ride to my park, you know. I think that's some cool lore, so I think that'd be kind of neat, actually. Have the lore of, oh, I saved this ride from being demolished. Okay, you didn't have to do it that way. Why are these on separate buildings? Hold on. They're not. What is happening? Why is that a different scenery group? I'm so confused. You're all part of the same thing. What is happening? It won't let me select both of these. Why is the top part not part of it? And why won't it let me create new group? I can't put those together? Oh, I put it with this. No. Hold on. We need to split because it's part of that building. Oh, why is that part of that building? What are you doing? And I don't know if I can group it because it's not gonna let me group it because it's on a different grid, even though it's technically the same. What's up, Poa? Planet Universe is Windleverse, to put it simply. I'm sure you've heard of Windleverse, Poa. I guess we're just gonna have to make that a separate thing. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to redo it, which I'm not going to do. So, I put that on a different thing. Because of course I did. This is also in a different piece as well. It's a little messy. But that's okay. We'll make it work. Have indeed. Awesome. Good to see you here, Poa. Hope you're doing awesome. Get some plaster in here. Plaster. A little darker. You know what, let's just make it bigger so I have less pieces to put down. Make it simple. Make it a little bit lower. Doing well, Hamid. Oh, I'm doing great. Doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. Just doing my thing here. One more piece here, aren't you? River Valley Planko. Red River Valley. Happening? Why is that all weird? What are you doing? Burn. I remember that park as if it was just yesterday. You know, that was meant to be a small park too, which is hilarious to think about. There we go. It's like, why aren't you snapping the way I want you to? Alright, 1 second, guys. Be right back in just a second. Alright, sorry, I'm back. Thanks for your patience, guys. Also, someone said I missed a corner. I did, indeed. I don't know how I did, but thanks for pointing that out. Don't know how I did that. Did I literally just, like, go right by it, too? That'd be embarrassing. How embarrassing. But it needs more rocks. We'll definitely get more rocks in general. I actually kind of agree. We need more rocks at some point. But get these little air ducts up here to a little bit more detail. I always scale my air ducts down a little bit because the normal size is a little bit large. Perfection. It's probably not perfect at all. Probably makes no sense from an engineer standpoint. Okay. It's just a detail. Let's go back to actually our pieces here and actually do the extended pieces. I'd like to have that bit of an overhang. A little bit. Goes in there, and then we also have the as well. Like that. Changing to something that. Or we bit go. Right, and then we need our corners. Is there a gap there? Is that not why? Height on these are probably not correct. I'm gonna bet. Yeah. Way too small of a freaking. There's too many options. I want it just to line up perfectly. There's. Where's that? Better? Nope, too low. There's too many options. I need to be flush. That's fine. Go back here. We need to find the steep ones. Over here. This one. Nope, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We stop changing my stuff. I don't like it. Always changes back to something else. Why aren't you lined up? Oh my gosh. I'm forced to do this. Not lining up. Why aren't I part of this? Make it part of that building. Okay. Good. Get the corner piece. Good. I should be able to copy these over to these guys. They're the same. Right? It looks slightly off. For no reason. Why is it so yucky outside? I don't know. It's been rainy. very rainy. Very rain. Rain. Alright, we've been waiting for this moment, and that's to figure out what we're going to do above these windows here. I originally had this going for me. We also have this option. Change the colors up. Like purple. Not sure if I like these guys or not. Obviously, it's way too bare right here. Way too bare, so we gotta get something. Something with depth would help too, like out. Thinking these at first, but I just don't like. No. I just play this game. Those up in these. Probably would put like the name of the restaurant right there though. So I might leave that one open. But the other windows we could get some stuff on. I wanted to go hiking, but bleh. So bleh. Looking somewhat acceptable. I actually need to connect connect the tables to restaurant here. So not connected yet. Select confirmation. So that's looking good. Backstage wise, we'll put something right there, I think. But we're going to basically here. Really like stone pieces or the stone. Here they look very, very nice. Everything looking very pretty. stuff just like, I'm not gonna select that. I'm gonna select the stuff underneath. Nothing but flowers usually. Anything obscuring the view from windows. That. About that. Backwards. I guess we'll probably start going. Can't fix it. We'll see. Looks fine. It'll be fine. Alright, so now there's something else for our guests to do. Littering, so also put some benches out here. We'll start to have some best start. Crowd around, but everyone's just preoccupied with that arcade bill. Blame them. They get hungry, we got some food over here now. I love having actual windows, real windows that you can actually see what's happening. Nice, nice, nice. Some of these lampposts here light up. Out here. Bins. That extra. So people don't litter in our parks. We don't want them doing that. I don't want fill out an arcade. We already did. It's right here. That's what we did in the last stream. We had a prize counter. We've got all the games that are included. And it is popular. Probably because it's the only real attraction in the park right now, but that you can do. So it makes sense that it would be popular. We do have a coaster over here, but we haven't done anything with it. We just made a layout for it. About it. Mountain backwood coaster. Still, really love those. I've said it so many times, but I'm really proud of my little entrance that I made here. It is on the workshop, by the way, if you want to check it out. Frontier Workshop, if you want to utilize this entrance as well. It's starting to fill in here pretty good. Definitely have room for more stuff if we would like. Plaster here. They can make like these moss kind of look like dirt and such. Various specks of dirt, dust, grime. Also kind of cool. Realistic items. Lots of items. Not the items we need. Might have been in the kitchen. Kitchen stuff. I can't remember what it's called. I thought I had the word food equipment. Food. That's what I was looking for. That's exactly where it was. I wanted to get like this little ice. Little ice machine. You get a lot of these in backstage areas a lot, so. Outdoor ones, you can have outdoor ice machines. Sometimes there's indoor and outdoor ice machines. I'm gonna put down 2 of them. Enough there. That's all that would go there. The rest of it is for now. Nice. And then we can place in some recycling bins. Coaster logo the same color so you can see it. think we actually do have like a dolly or something. One in the western. I know there is. I've used it. There it is. Okay. I have a few of these kind of sitting around. So they can haul stuff around when they need to. Guns sitting out here. Pallet piece. If we just type wood, we can find it. What else would it be called? Own, but I thought there was an in-game already. Western or the Viking? I don't know. Now there's some they just don't have the name palette. Do we have some barrels? The wooden barrels. Put one in there. Pop the base. Go Western and Viking. They have usually that kind of stuff. Let's see if we can find what I'm looking for. It's not even that big of a thing, you know. Here it is. The Viking Jetty. That's what it was called. That's what I was looking for. I like a pallet, basically. I guess it might be called Jetty. As well. Which I didn't know that. That's something new to me. We need to put in a close the door. Doors. Decoration. Color. Raining here for me. I wonder if that means it's about to soon. It hasn't started raining for me again yet. That is very light right now. That could also be the case. Walk outside earlier and it was kind of misting out a little bit. Misty. Like these pieces also. They also have proper gutter pieces, but they can also be used for other things too if you wanted to. I like to just have like random stuff going up and down the walls. Or like backstage areas too, like this. It could be literally for anything. Leave it to the imagination, but they're there. Bad idea to double them up either. Have like one over here. Maybe one is connected with the ice machine, maybe. Like stuff for the ice machines. Never know. So they're actually connected. Building and not just floating away from the building. They are not. Realistic collection might come over here, so get a little power. Electrical cabinet. Right here. What else we got in here? We got a little desk with a rolly chair and a computer, some copiers or something. Awesome. Got lockers, shelves, just a variety of things in here. Storage bins, toilets, fountains. They just wanted a cabinet. That's all. I think I'm gonna real quick save. Lose anything in the official file. Always have autosave. So make sure I don't have to. Look at a POV for those that haven't seen the Wood Coaster yet. You guys can check that out. Wood Coaster actually turned out very smooth, which is funny, kind of funny. Supposed to be like a little classic out and back coaster. Tight turn. cool feature that I actually haven't showed off is that you can actually do different triggers with different trains now, which is kind of neat. So you can add variations. Trigger just depending on what train's going through. Actually create like a random event. Oh, something different happened there. Right. Which is an interesting concept. Pretty cool concept, actually. Points for that miss. Look at that. Guys winning. 94. You got 43. 105. 113. Got 7 points for missing somehow. Welcome back. How rude, just walking right through that little ring toss game. How rude. Yeah, we'll definitely gotta work on going either way. It's gonna be a thing. Sure. I actually went and recorded Wildfire's train as it comes into the station the other day. Let's see if I can translate it well to the game. We do the creation again. We're gonna get that audio in there. Yeah, we got buildings on both sides now. I don't know if I'm gonna work on much. Okay.
You do know Stefan.
Save one more time. I don't think I made any changes, but you know, just to be safe. Pretty cool. I knew that we started, we never finished. We just did the layout and that's all it. I'm gonna decide if I want to finish this one. I would like to. Like the concept, I don't know if I still like how it kind of in reality my second attempt at it. Like, ah. But it got better this time. pretty good on that. The time that I built that in, the week to build it before the update came out, I think I did a pretty solid job. Especially for all the building and theming I had to put in. Obviously, very much inspired a lot by Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, which is one of my favorite rides of all time. So it was really cool when they added this to the game. So I don't think I did any custom supports besides on the spike here. That was the only one that I felt like I needed to at least get some custom supports on, because the rest of the supports, it's low to the ground, so didn't have to do anything crazy there. So the in-game supports actually were just fine for that. I mostly focused on like the theming elements and all that such. All of that and such. Didn't really focus on like the queue or anything, but you're super scary? Why is that? Why are you super scary? Wish Sky Studio would work. They have to. You gotta get some updates on some of the mods. There's an update on the Alpine Coaster. Get the Alpine Coaster to work again, but I try to install it and it just crashes. It won't launch. I don't know if I installed it incorrectly or what I'm doing wrong. That in particular. And the surf coaster that I did. This is another blueprint I was pretty proud of. Right in. Did I have that one song playing on here? I think I do. Yeah. Big custom catwalks. That song in Planet Coaster 2. This was a cool blueprint, though. I was happy with it. I did the little water effects as it goes by. Very simple ones. Nothing crazy there. But that was a fun one to do. It was. Alright, guys. This is fun. Get started on my part 2. Yeah. You all still have plenty of time, I think. I don't think y'all are good. Right now I'm just kind of like looking at some of my older projects. Getting that inspiration. Like, man, I did this. I'm okay at Planet Coaster. I definitely could be better. I've made some stuff I'm proud of, though. I'll say that. I still have the tilt coaster in here somewhere. That's one that I never finished. This one. But I was so close to finishing. I should finish this one up. It's like a next-gen Vekoma tilt coaster. Disney World size park. That's pretty ambitious. But of course I'm doing Universal style, so Universal Park. Yeah, I just had like this little bit of custom supports left, and then just like anything in the station and such I still had to do. That was about it. This one's already climbing the lift for some reason. You're gonna be waiting up there a minute. Block checks. They work. We stopped. Yeah, we have I have the Windland Adventure Resort, which is my main big project that I've been working on. I'm almost done with my first themed area. I've made the water park already, and a few hotels. It's pretty big. We might actually go in there for a second for another sneak peek for those that have not seen it. I need to get the next episode out soon. But I'm going to be busy probably these next couple days, because in 2 days I have my wedding anniversary. 10 years. 10-year anniversary coming up in 2 days. It's crazy. I think hotels are going to come back eventually. Just kind of like how they brought back restaurants and everything. But I think it's going to be a lot better. Hotels were so bland in Planet Coaster 1. There wasn't really anything to them. So, if they bring them back, they need to do what they've done in Planet Coaster 2 and bring it back in a much better way. Like, restaurants are always obviously a lot better than what they were in Planet Coaster 1. We've got modular gift shops now. How they would do hotels, though, I'm not sure. I do think they'll come back, though. Hopefully first aid stations come back as well. Maybe we'll have to put together a lobby, and then we'll have, like, the room blocks again, but maybe they'll be more detailed. Maybe they'll actually have some interior to them. I think that'd be cool. And then you have like a little lobby counter, I think would be kind of cool, and you actually build the lobby and everything. I think that'd be cool for hotels. I feel like that's the way you could do it a little bit better. Alright, let's go, before we head out here, let's go to Windland Adventure Resort. So for those that have not seen it, it's my big project. We haven't posted an episode in quite some time though, but I had been working on it here and there. and I think I'm close to being able to do another episode. I just put so much footage in each episode, so sometimes it takes a while for me to actually get the episodes out. Because balancing this between streams and work and everything, like, I really don't have a whole lot of time to go in and work on it. I'm sure I could make some time, but you know, I have to align perfectly. I have to have motivation to work on it, so. Oh, that just crashed the game. Well, sometimes that park crashes the game, and I don't know why. And it doesn't always crash, it just crashes sometimes. And this was one of those times that it decided to crash. I haven't done any changes since the last time I loaded it, and I loaded up just fine last time. Obviously I have mods, but like, I don't have anything in there that's game breaking. Like, I really don't. The only thing I have in there is like maybe the scaling mod, which never broken the game. If it doesn't load this time, unfortunately we'll probably have to call it there. I'm not gonna fight it too much. I was worried for a little bit. There was one time an update came out and I couldn't get it to load, and it kept crashing the game, and I was like, what the heck's going on here? Eventually it finally started working again. It was a little bit of a scare though. There we go. Nope, it just crashed again. It was about to load up and then it just crashed again. Huh. That's weird. I don't know why it's crashing. That's interesting. Alright, we're just gonna call it there, unfortunately, so kind of a weak ending, but I guess that's where we're gonna end, so. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, guys. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, do all that stuff, and make sure if you guys don't want to miss any streams that you hit that subscribe button, and make sure you have notifications on. So I hope you guys enjoyed what we did do today. We didn't do much. It was kind of a short, smaller stream, but still had a lot of fun. Thank you guys for being here. You guys are awesome, and make sure you have a great day and we'll go tomorrow. Thanks, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.